poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game. Man, you already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So, hey, look, check this out. The worst thing you can do in this life currently is to chase revenge. Let me help you understand something. Chasing revenge is the quickest way to take yourself out and block your blessings, because of the simple fact that oftentimes people don't realize how their deep-rooted pains that they stored in their memory and decided to sign a clause on a different way to become status without acknowledging that pain is usually what guides your revenge. Like, really look at your life. A lot of people don't realize how their everyday life is rooted by the very thing they wanted to get revenge on that really hurt them. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for a lot of us, it wasn't acknowledged until this point, because we weren't supposed to realize how much debt we would incur by chasing revenge in our lives off of our pain. You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately, in the end, came back to bite everybody if you really think about it, right? But the thing is, for the ones who don't seek revenge on people are the ones who understand life and how people can basically live life due to the pains that really hurt them. And so anybody that triggers them is usually a target of that revenge, because either they're not supposed to know yet what or the reason why they're chasing the revenge, because that's how life is, you know what I'm saying? But when it is time for them to discover the fact that they have lost the battle in revenge, some people don't think or take a second to be like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna stop. It just fuels the desire for more revenge. And whether you want to acknowledge it or not, you are slowly killing yourself and blocking your blessings. It is going to be very hard for you to advance in life for the simple fact that you're seeking revenge on someone. You know what I'm saying? That you feel didn't fall victim to your trap, which made you feel powerful. For the ones, I listen right hand to God right now. I'll never ever seek revenge on anybody in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm able to look at the pattern of why and the reason why they became who they are. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think, a lot of these people have a game that they play, and when they lose the game in seeking revenge, without the person they're seeking revenge on knowing that what they're doing, they intentionally try to take their power in the form of revenge, but they don't know it. So when you wake up to the game and they're not able to take your power like they did everybody else, it then comes to the realization of the fact that your whole life has been focused on getting revenge for something, and then never actually understanding life or taking a second to look at how you were moving and the fact that at any moment things could change. And your seeking revenge is ultimately going to come back on you, because when you seek revenge on people, there are things that has no limit that you will do to people to seek revenge without ever thinking you'll get caught for it. You know what I'm saying? And when that karma starts to come back on you from seeking revenge, I feel like some people change when it hurts too much. But then again, some people don't, because they're so adamant on seeking this revenge. Their whole mentality, their ego, how they think, how they operate is solely fixated on seeking revenge. And you can just be a person in the plan. You know what I'm saying? A pawn in the game. You know what I'm saying? But the originator I'm pretty sure, is fully aware of the pain that they caused and why this person is the way that they are, right? Because that is when the mind was early stages of being formulated, who they were becoming. You know what I'm saying? That pain usually leads back to that person, which oftentimes boils up to the surface in revenge, but they don't want to, you feel me, come after that person, so they go after everybody else in this game of life that they don't even realize that they doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right now, we're at a time and period in life that if you think you gonna win by seeking revenge on someone that was just a pawn in your revenge plot of life, you know what I'm saying? And they woke up to the revenge you seeked on them simply because they didn't fall victim to the game that you played with them, like it did to everyone else. Now you have to be forced to sit with the consequences of your actions of targeting someone that was innocent due to your revenge plot. And a lot of people have a hard time trying to basically do away with that energy that wants to seek revenge. You know what I'm saying? Because in their mind, they think they're coming up against somebody that they studied, that they consider to be weak. They picked the perfect victim. It worked for everybody else. But when this person has a mindset that was hidden, that overcomes your ability to seek revenge on them, you feel like you lost. And when you feel like you lose, most people go in still trying to seek revenge. And they'll do it any way they can, through anybody that they can. You know what I'm saying? Because their mind and the energy that they're attached to just cannot fathom the fact that they lost, right? But what they fail to realize is that it's a one-sided battle, because oftentimes the person you're seeking revenge on was never seeking revenge on you, even though you hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Because the karma that comes behind that is dangerous. You feel me? But again, when you're attached to these energies, it's almost like do or die. And oftentimes their mind is not open to the fact that they're causing their own harm. You know what I'm saying? By continuously seeking revenge. You know what I'm saying? Only to a person that escaped out of your game. They're not the person that started the game, but they ended the game because they woke up and didn't fall victim to your revenge plot on life. Simply because your whole life was dictated off of the pain you kept hitting. That was how you moved in life. And you kept it a secret. And you most of the time targeted people that fell for your charm, fell for, you know what I'm saying, your niceness. So they would never be able to realize the fact that you never were into them. It was all just them being a pawn in your revenge plot of life. And whatever came out of that was used as a resource, not something you cared about. You know what I'm saying? So again, like I said, when everyone is being used in a plot that you formulated in your own game for life, everything is being done. It doesn't matter if you cross boundaries. It doesn't matter if you backdoor people. It doesn't matter if you put stuff on innocent people. None of that matters, because all you're focused on is revenge. You know what I'm saying? Until it comes a point in time where you have to take responsibility for that revenge and you can't take it. I think that's where the darkest, evilest people start to wake up to the fact that you weren't as tough or as evil as you thought you were. You know what I'm saying? Because the real battle, the real fight is being able to come up against energies that are designed to keep your life stagnant. That's not related to anybody, but related to, you know what I'm saying, the energy of the system that has been placed on certain people so that they don't become who they're supposed to be in their full potential. It takes a minute for a person to realize that. So in their mind, it goes through, like, should I say, experience. Like, some things they haven't experienced yet that they need to experience that will help them open up their mind to realize you're chasing revenge, right? But you're actually fucking your life up more because you're chasing revenge to a game that you created and designed off of pain that you never acknowledged that you hid. And again, like I said, innocent people were pawns who fell victim to not realizing who you really were because you tricked them. And when somebody wakes up to the game that's being played, you feel deceived. You feel as if your crown of power has been taken away from you because you can't process or understand how this game worked on everyone else and not this person. So logically, you can't process how this person never did you wrong, how this person never hurt you. All you can logically process is the evil energy you're connected to, which sees anybody who doesn't fall for your game as a target. So it's not, you can't see how this person never hurt you, never came for you. You know what I'm saying? All you see is, damn, this person didn't fall victim to my game. Why? You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes the ones that are the greatest sources, you know what I'm saying, that can see through them and, you know what I'm saying, still care about them anyway, are their biggest energy sources when they're able to execute their game on them and they fall victim to it, which means you have to get into a depressive state. You have to lose everything in your life. You have to get to a point where you don't know who you are, and that's how they win. But when you do the opposite of that, they now have to sit with the consequences of the actions that they cause due to the revenge game that they like to play. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to realize dark energy has been so strong in the world for so long. People were allowed to get away with doing dark things because these dark individuals ran systems, ran companies, functioned in behind the scenes and operated in systems that generated money, because that's all they were focused on is money and the image, which means I can use charm to finesse you to think I'm this way and I'm this person, but really I'm coming in and I got a whole agenda revenge plot on anybody that falls victim to whatever it is that I'm doing. And when you don't, or they feel like, you know what I'm saying, you get too close to realizing who they are, they hop to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Continuously keeping that evil energy going and going and going, right? But say they were misled about a certain person on purpose so that they can finally see how your revenge plot on people because of the anger and the animosity you hid for so long was actually a bad thing to do, because you came up against someone that was actually a karmic tie but meant to be severed, meaning they were going to show you everything that, you know what I'm saying, made you who you were in life so that you can stop doing that. But see, that's not what happened. You took that and you ran with it as a means to be used. And when they didn't continue to be a pawn in your game, you walked away and found someone else, not realizing like that was going to be the downfall of your whole life. You feel me? Because operating out of a way of thinking revenge is going to get you ahead in life is almost like a one-sided obsession. Really think about it. It's like chasing somebody that don't even like you, that don't have no intention of being with you. You know what I'm saying? And you just like this person and you just like completely obsessed over this person. This person could have their own life going on. They married, they got a good life, and you still think that in your mind you're going to be with this person. You're chasing revenge because your ass is crazy. And you think that your revenge plot can continue if you have a way of trying to get back with this person. But when it doesn't work, and when it will never work, you know what I'm saying, you're forced to sit with the consequences of your actions. And listen, let me tell you, a lot of that be too hard for people to bury. You know what I'm saying? All that tough persona, all that thinking they was really with the rah-rah and all this, you feel me, was a fake facade that was sold to you by the devil until his real strategy you had to come head to head with, because you weren't a vital asset to his plan. Now he had to figure it out for himself. So he went and jumped to the next person that's going to solidify whatever it is he got going on and left you to be abandoned. Now you don't even know how to process what you really up against. You actually a limp noodle. You know what I'm saying? All that tough person persona, all that hard ego starts to show itself because it's not really what people thought it was. It was just a means used for fear and control. And it worked on a lot of people, that they were kept into that trap. You know what I'm saying? Because of these people not even being able to see the fact that their whole life was rooted in revenge. And it's so easy to do. Like, a person could be so sensitive to energy and be hurt in life so bad at a young age that they automatically jump to sign this contract with the devil. Meaning that I don't never gotta reveal the fact that I really turned into a monster because of all the pain I endured. All I gotta do is get around other people's energy and study them and figure out how to be a charming, likable person in the energy of other people. That's the greatest source. And then in turn, rob them of the very things that they possess that I don't, which is my revenge plot game. I've been doing it for so long and it's worked with everyone else. You know what I'm saying? That I never thought in a million years I would come up against someone that had the whole itinerary in their head of how to go against this whole operation, which was designed on purpose. You know what I'm saying? The universe is very strategic at never letting the right hand know what the left hand is doing. You know what I'm saying? Simply because if everybody was aware of what was going to happen, they will try to prepare for something and then it will make it fake because you're not really like that. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to see who people really are when you catch them off guard. You know what I'm saying? So again, the people that are extremely blessed in life is because they're not chasing revenge. They are fully aware of the fact that their parents or their siblings or their friends or the people they care about are like the way that they are simply because of how they process the things they went through in life. You know what I'm saying? And for someone like me, having the ability to love these people, because I seem to attract toxic people all the time, is the fact that I didn't realize then, but I know now, you were just a pawn in their game. Because of the simple fact their mind didn't understand love, for the simple fact they were so damaged. So when you come in and you're showing this person how you respect them, how you're listening, how you're not out to hurt them, you're not out to get them, you're not trying to seek revenge, they can't process that because their whole life has been dictated off of seeking revenge on everybody else. And the blind spot that usually reveals how a person is not seeking that is illusioned by the energies that they're attached to, that seeks out energy, money, and sexual gratification and getting on to shadow that aspect of where you may have been open to seeing something that, you know what I'm saying, you couldn't see before. Because the moment the game doesn't work of revenge, these people go into a chaotic mess. You know what I'm saying? Because they have been operating in this game for so long. And usually a lot of them are like top lieutenants. You know what I'm saying? They rank high in this game. You know what I'm saying? But you came up against someone who ranked higher. So your ability to want to seek revenge goes far beyond what anybody can comprehend. But if you start to realize and look at how your seeking revenge on someone ended you up in the very position that you didn't want to be in. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, a lot of these high-ranking individuals in this revenge game oftentimes associated their dominance or their control by knowing the energy game, by taking my pain and turning it into money. Unfortunately, I targeted you because you don't know how to do that. You're still sensitive, you're still emotional, and you don't know how to turn your pain into money. And because of that, that is why I target you, right? But I think a lot of what people need to realize is that what was happening was you was teaching this person, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. And so now, because in your mind, it wasn't you realizing how to teach a person what you know, it was revenge. You are facing the very things that you made fun of them about, or the very things that you thought you were better in because you had and they didn't. You feel me? So the bond became conditional. I'm only going to help you because you're giving me something. When you can't give me nothing, I'm not going to help you. I'm seeking revenge on your way of life and how you think and how you operate. And a lot of it is dictated and operated through the energies that you are attached to. Again, like I said, a lot of dark energy has been tied to, you know what I'm saying, certain power systems for a very long time. That people who operated in darkness were able to backdoor, seek revenge, do dark things without ever being caught because of the energy that they were attached to. You know what I'm saying? Which is extremely beyond me and crazy. But I feel like now would be a better time for them to understand the more you chase revenge, the worse off you're going to be in your life. Because you have to take a second to think that the person oftentimes that only allows a person to seek revenge on may have woken up to the whole plot. You know what I'm saying? And you're hurting yourself by continuously seeking revenge on them. And the crazy part about it is it works for a while. Like, they're able to seek revenge spiritually and like wish bad on your life. Do spells where you're not able to go forward, you're not able to have nothing, you're not able to think, because they want you to feel like them. So therefore you will get into the game of seeking revenge. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because there are people out there in the world that don't seek revenge on people. They let life do it for them. Because you have to realize that everything you do has a karmic take back. You feel me? Because energy is money. If you put good energy out into the world, you're going to get rewarded back good energy in the form of whatever it is. But if you put bad energy out there because of your plot for revenge, you will get bad energy back. And it's at some point where people got to start to realize the reason why you are facing the things you're facing in life is because you keep putting negative energy out there. And for you, in your mind, the game you playing doesn't allow you to look at that as negative energy. So you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it because of your need to satisfy this energy that you attach to. When you don't have that supply, you feel me, that feeds that energy, they come in and bother you. And because you don't want to hear them get on you about shit that you hid, you get upset, and so you try to find anybody that you can that's gonna fall for the game. I'm telling you, it's very orchestrated. You know what I'm saying? And it's very something that can take over your whole life if you don't get it under control. You feel me? Because energy never dies, meaning that it has to go somewhere in somebody. And you don't even realize how you're changing your whole identity of who you really are because you're chasing revenge, which could be something that goes back centuries, maybe even decades, you feel me, of this energy that you're attached to, and it's destroying you. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, you don't want to take it serious because the game you've been playing has been so lucrative. I think it's about time that you pause and look at, you know what I'm saying, how your revenge plot on other people's life who were just pawns in the game is affecting you in a major way. And you're going through things that you thought you would never go through. And you're having to deal with the karmic kickback of the people who were all involved in the plan when it came to your revenge plot. Which, again, like I said, when a person is out to seek revenge, there is no limits. You know what I'm saying? Because they're motivated and fueled by anger, meaning that I have to get you at all costs. And they will do anything they can to get anybody involved in it without ever thinking they're going to have to, you feel me, pay the consequences. So for the people out there that, listen, I on everything I love, I never wanted to seek revenge because my anger never lasted that long. You know what I'm saying? It was right there at that moment, and it may be circulated in my brain all day. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day, it was kind of like it was gone. You know what I'm saying? And if I was thinking about it, I had figured out how to, you know what I'm saying, basically process it. And okay, this is how my mind operates. It takes things that hurt me that I never thought people would do to me because I was just showing them love. And now it's like a loop in my head. So I'm gonna smoke some weed because I don't like the loop. But I never was like, okay, now I'm about to go out there and seek revenge on someone else. I'm about to go seek revenge on this person because they hurt me or they used me. Never. I never thought that. You know what I'm saying? So having to understand how to process it on a sober way is the fact that I don't even let it get to me now. I'm used to understanding now how the game is played. People are going to betray you. People are going to backdoor you. People are going to send negative energy towards you because you're everything that they're not. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the game is played. Once you realize who you are, that's just what it is. But you start to form immunity to it. And you never seek revenge. And these people are consistently threatened by you and consistently thinking about you every day, to where when you just go outside, that energy is coming towards you. You know what I'm saying? That they're ready to try to figure out how to get revenge on you because you discovered who they are. And now their plot for life can't exist. And that, for me personally, is people in the world who don't want to grow or evolve. They're so stuck on just not doing nothing with their life that they're mad someone has discovered what they've been doing behind the scenes. And a lot of those people have been basically siphoning other people's energy, you know what I'm saying, to be able to continue to do nothing in life. Like they don't care about who they are. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to figure out how to cut corners and get money the fast way. You got to realize, to every new system is someone dark trying to cut corners. Someone who doesn't want to play the game correctly because they're still trapped in their old life. You know what I'm saying? So listen, 8 to 80, doesn't matter what age, they're there. So when you are elevating and you got new rules and new laws, there are people who still stuck in the old world that's figuring out how to, you feel me, get through those laws, figuring out how to cut corners, because that's what they do. They don't grow or evolve. They just duplicate in energy by going around stopping people from evolving. You feel me? So that their system can stay the same. Listen, let me tell you something. Do not be rooted in revenge, because it's deadly. And it can trap you in a timeline that you will ever have to be indebted to, because you keep chasing revenge, not having the ability to look at, usually the target is an innocent person that didn't do anything to you. Your revenge stemmed way back before you probably even knew the pawns that just became a victim to it. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.